Have you ever heard the sound of a life shattering? It doesn't make a loud crash like a falling glass. It is silent. It is the heavy sigh at 3 a.m. when your bank balance dwindles to single digits. It is the suffocating feeling when the business you built over 10 years officially collapses. And even more painful, it is the sound of a door slamming shut, taking away the person you once swore to grow old with. When you are wealthy, the world surrounds you. But when you fall, you realize that most relationships are actually unspoken economic contracts. They associate with you for the surplus value you create for them. When you go bankrupt, that value becomes zero. Their departure is not because they are evil, but because their survival defense system has been activated. Understand this to hold less resentment and accept the truth. Right now, you are entirely on your own. Maturity begins when you shift from a victim mindset to an ownership mindset. Do not ask, why did this happen to me? But rather, what is this happening to teach me? Blaming others makes the ego feel better in the short term, but it strips away your only power, the power to correct. Accepting 100% responsibility is the most painful step, but it is the only step that sets you free. We often confuse net worth with self-worth. You think you are a failure because you lost your money. But remember the ultimate equation of behavioral psychology. Intrinsic value is not the same as net worth. Money is merely a measuring tool at a specific point in time. You made money once, you can absolutely do it again as a wiser version of yourself. Failure is an event, not an identity. When you are in debt or going through a breakup, your body is in a constant state of survival. High cortisol levels ravage your immune system and shrink neurons in your hippocampus. Insomnia disrupts your brain's glymphatic waste clearance, aging you rapidly. Stomach cramps, hair loss, or high blood pressure are your body's cries for help. You cannot rebuild your life if this biological machine is destroyed. When you have no money for expensive therapies, nature heals you for free. Implement the recovery protocol immediately. Expose yourself to morning sunlight to reset your circadian rhythm. Practice box breathing to activate the vagus nerve and lower cortisol. Walk barefoot on earth to reduce inflammation, and practice intermittent fasting to trigger autophagy and clean damaged cells. To handle your debts, the first rule is to stop running. Write down every single penny you owe. Apply the debt snowball method. Focus on paying off the smallest debt first to give your brain a win and a dopamine boost. From now on, engrave this in your mind. Never use financial leverage that exceeds the capacity of your actual cash flow. When starting over from negative, you must be a guerrilla warrior. Use sweat equity, your sweat and brain power, to offer services first to accumulate immediate cash flow without overhead costs. Look for games with asymmetric risk, where if you lose very little time, but if you win big. Digital content or service businesses are prime examples. The pain of a broken relationship activates the same brain regions as physical pain. When you divorce, you are mourning a future version of life you once envisioned with them. But understand this, many people leave not because you are bad, but because your version at that time no longer served their interests. That is human nature and survival instinct. Do not use their departure to value yourself. To be reborn, you must rebuild your emotional autonomy system. Practice the no-contact rule to let your wounds heal. Write in a shadow work journal to release resentment onto paper without judgment, and learn to heal your inner child by doing things you love but neglected for others. Treat yourself with kindness first. Harvard's 85-year study shows that the quality of relationships and peace of mind are the ultimate predictors of longevity, not genetics or money. Accumulated resentment acts like a low-dose poison pumped into your blood daily, shortening the protective telomeres of your chromosomes and accelerating aging. Forgiving others is, in fact, freeing yourself. True prosperity is not about how much money you have in your account, but about having the ability to lose everything and confidently rebuild it from scratch with a peaceful smile. When you possess a healthy body, a free mind, and a deep understanding of human nature, that is when you are truly wealthy and achieve genuine longevity. You will rebuild stronger than ever.